Hey, what's up? I guess in this installment of GrotkillaTV for August 2008, this will be the first of hopefully numerous kind of monthly updates or bi-monthly updates. Would like to look at some questions, maybe that some of you may be thinking. I've gotten some people asking me different questions. The biggest one, I guess, is why, or the first one that comes to mind is why there are no comments. All of my videos are locked, and that's because I'm basically just kind of doing this for fun. If you like it, that's awesome. I really do hope that some of you out there in YouTube land who are 40K players, both beginner, getting into the hobby, or advanced, enjoy the stuff that will be on Grotkilla and is currently on Grotkilla. If you don't, that's why the comments basically aren't there. I'm not here to do it for any kind of ego boost or anything like that. I'm doing it because I'm just having a blast. It's fun. And so another question that will probably come to mind is, how come none of my videos have music? And that's because as someone who is creative and is an artist and a writer, I feel very strongly about copyright law. When the YouTube gods begin to come down, which they, I bet, eventually will and already have begun on some videos for copyright infringement, I do not want to be that poor schmo that has to redo videos. I want the stuff pretty much untouched, so I constantly am combing Games Workshop legal to make sure that I'm not stepping on any toes. That's why you won't see any of their art. And probably not too many close-ups of unaltered sprues or anything like that. They're very specific on their website about their property and their intellectual property, and I respect those rights. And so that's why there's not a whole lot of stuff on there that's pre-printed or someone else basically owns. So those are two questions right out of the gate on what people may be thinking. So I guess another question would be, what is Warhammer 50,000? And that is a long story and a short story. I'll give you the kind of middle of the road story version of that. It began actually in 2004. An acquaintance and I went to Games Day Baltimore 2004. And while we were there, Gav Thorpe was there. I believe also Andy Hoare was with him. Can't remember, but I remember Gav. And Gav made a comment about how Warhammer 40,000 would always be right before the end, right before the stroke of midnight. And so with that in mind, as someone who loves science fiction and fantasy, thinking about, but what if, always what if, and, pretty much anyone who plays 40K would have to admit the end is nigh for humanity, at least as humanity is known within the storyline of Warhammer 40,000. And so being a boundary pusher in terms of my own creativity and stuff that wouldn't be stepping on, to be honest, Games Workshop legal, I decided it might be kind of fun to mess around with the story. I don't have a particular pinpoint date timeline laid out yet, anything like that. That's why it's kind of slow. The Damocles segmentums, the reason they're called segmentums and not anything else is because I couldn't really find anything similar to that that might cause problems in terms of how I label my material, but it still sounded like it would fit within the 40K universe, and it was and is important to me to make this stuff believable in terms of, could this be a possibility? There'll be lots of new characters that I would like to introduce. I really like to have fun kind of creating story arcs and stuff like that for potential futures. There is at least one major character within the 40K universe who will not be making it through the 50th millennium. keeping that kind of tight right now. Looking at storylines which Games Workshop may or may not develop in the future. Now, how I have chosen to handle that will basically fall like this. If, for example, something which could potentially there is, as soon as I started thinking and developing the story, of course, 5th edition came out, and it was very exciting, but it's pretty much staying the same. Everyone's like, oh, it's gone darker. It hasn't. The timeline has progressed a little bit, but it's not going to be the end ever, because then it wouldn't be Warhammer 40,000 anymore, and that would be a shame for all of us. But what I looked at, though, were things that were close enough to what I was kind of interested in doing to get the ball rolling on how I was seeing a potential story arc or story arcs for future games and stuff like that. I had to shift it a little bit in terms of where exactly some of this stuff will go down. The possibility is always, too, that Games Workshop will decide to pursue story arcs which would create problems with what I've done. So what I will do in terms of that is alter my own stuff to reflect the changes that Games Workshop may do, which to me isn't really work or bad, because it's just fun because I get to play with it again. So in terms of that, I think it'll be always fun and a challenge to come back with a different story idea that would be like, okay, that's not going to be possible now. What about this? And so that's basically what I'm doing, just playing around, having some fun. As stuff comes up, if I do feel like accepting comments or anything, I will probably keep it to people who subscribe. I figure if you subscribe, you either really love me or really hate me. I'm betting on you really kind of enjoy it. Maybe not huggy, kissy love, but maybe, you're okay with it. So that's okay. Some people won't be. I understand that. And that's, I guess, where I'm coming from with starting 2004 and saying, yeah, but what if? I mean, I think that all of us at some point who play 40K, who are interested in science fiction, fantasy, and gaming in general, want to kind of make the story a little bit more our own. That's what we do. That's why we're in the hobby. That's why we, pimp out tanks, and why we convert fabulous minis and spend hours and hours and hours playing with our friends. Is to, it's an investment of time, and, we all want to win and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is probably piece together a more specific timeline in the future. Subscribers will be getting stuff that will not be on YouTube. This will probably be in the form of army lists and short stories, just stuff that are ideas that I have. There's some stuff with chaos that I'm really, when the new codex, the new codices actually came out for Chaos Demons and the Chaos Space Marines. Like I said, had been a while, and so I wasn't ready for some of those changes. I was like, whoa! So hopefully we'll see some return to a closer to 3rd and 4th edition army list. There will be one that is much more akin to those in style. And anyhow, I guess that'll be it for now. I hope that answers some questions. I will be going to GW Stony Point again, hopefully on September 6th, Saturday. I believe that's next Saturday. I'm going to beg them to let me film the Assault on Blackreach release. I'll try to get some stuff. The technical difficulties was actually I shot video on 2 separate and incompatible formats, and so I used, the format that I had the most of is what I ended up going with, which was my normal video camera whose battery died, which is why I used the other format, which was my cell phone. But hopefully I will not have those issues this time, and you guys have a great day or afternoon or night. See you next time.